You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
All right. Welcome in. ANZAC Day means only one thing. ANZAC Day footy between the Pies and the Bombers. This is, even as like a non-supporter of either of these teams, it's always one of my favourite games of the year. Like besides finals, just got all the sort of feeling and emotion behind it, and yeah, I absolutely love getting up for it on the day off. We had an absolute spectacle last year with the draw. There was I think it was Mark of the Year in there, and yeah, how you couldn't really ask much more on it. We're obviously here to talk a little bit of fantasy as well, so I might get my team up quickly and get off the back of last night's game as well. Good to see you in here, Lockie. Go Dons from him. I know we've had a few Pies supporters in the Watchalongs previously as well, so yeah, look out for them. But I'm gonna get my fantasy team up real quick just to sort of give a rundown on how that is sort of going this week. Trades had to get Closey out. High odds break even, got subbed again, and yeah, take his break even to 61, and it's just too scary with Cats that far out in the fixture as well. And I've also gone Moreas out as well. He's sort of done his dash, made his money with a break even of 52. I know a lot of people made that switch to Gawn, who absolutely tore it up last night. What did he end up scoring? I think it was like 100 and something big anyway. And Petrarca was there as a trade-in as well with 111, I want to say. Gawn obviously winning the medal on the night as well. Yeah, Gawn subbed out. Well, not subbed out, but out on 138, and just, yeah, sort of well maintained from Goodwin, which I think, yeah, I love to see that, just keeping him at bay. We're going to see a lot more of it going forward for Melbourne as well. And yeah, Petrarca 114, he ended on those couple goals, which sucks. I just didn't have the cash to get up to him, so I went with a Ned Long instead. The cheapest will be getting him this year, I think, and has a job securities locked in, just as Dacos's bodyguard, I think, as well with him, so it's not a bad pick here. Yeah, we'll go on to captaincy, actually. Thank you, Lockie. Vice captaincy on merit. I love that move. I still have Dacos over merit in my sort of score predictions for today, but if you have one and not the other, that is a fantastic move, I think. So yeah, there's Dacos with the Vice. Again, yeah, 83 break even still, so a priority trade in if you don't have him already, but you hopefully will. I'm actually going to switch my captaincy to Brayshaw off Rosie, just because a tag scares me in Rosie's matchup. Lindsay 98 on the bench hurts, and Oliver saved his score to an 88, short 90, and trainer 73, but we're obviously not here to talk about last night's game. We're here to talk about today, if I'll get that back up again. And prediction-wise, I've got Collingwood pretty convincingly. I'm going to say 3 or 4 goals, but these games, anything can happen in them. That, really, you just put the season aside and go from there on them. Mr. Delta asking if the game will be live on YouTube or are those bot accounts. Probably not. There's a whole bunch of copyright around it, but if you're in Australia and don't have TV, you should be able to watch it on one of the 7 live ones. And I don't think you'll be seeing games live streamed unless they're, I don't know. I remember someone live streamed the UFC in the reflection of their sunglasses one time, but in terms of YouTube, there will be places to watch it though. I think 7 Go or whatever it's called would be a good shout for it. So we have 15 minutes till bounce. I actually don't even have to stream up myself. That's a bit lazy from me. I'll get that up. But in terms of fantasy, who we're looking at in it, can't sort by average again. That's annoying. But obvious ones, your Dacos and your Merits as your premium players, your vice captaincy. Yeah, opportunity guys. They're both, locked in midfield into our game. Both kick goals, rack up. That's, pretty solid one for mine. And if you're looking to vice captain them, a lot of people are bringing in Nick Martin, which is, I like, especially since he's got that forward duel now. He'll be a top 6 forward, I'm willing to say, and he's under a mil, I'm pretty sure, at 995k. So, yeah, if you're feeling him, jump on. I still think Dacos is the sort of priority to bring in there, though. And who else are we looking at here? We've got ourselves... Shield should be gone by now. Cash cows, you've got a Reed, who I had the emergency on over Stone just because that's what you do, and I had Trainer on field. But yeah, everyone will have him, although it's down to up, I should say, to a 31 break even, so his cash gen is coming to a halt, and this could possibly put the final dagger in his. Who else do I have in my... Oh, Ned Long, obviously, my trade-in. Should probably... I did talk about him. I had the highest CBAs in the game last week, is what really stuck with me about young Ned. He had, more than any of your inside mids. And the other sort of thing we were worried about with him is what was going to happen to his role with Degoe in the side. And we saw Degoe, go forward, barely attend any centre bounces, if I remember that correctly. So, I can see this guy going really well. 33 break even. If he can just do his usual thing, that will be absolutely fantastic for any owners like me. You're not usually trying to trade in mid prices at this point, but I've sort of prioritized fixing up my premiums over fixing up my rookies rather, and getting that cash gen, because this year's cash gen looks a lot more difficult than prior years. We're in a bit of a, I don't want to use the phrase, but it is a little bit of a rookie crisis at the moment. A lot of subs and bad scores drying things up. So, if you want to back him in, I'm a huge supporter of that. Cameron's looked one of the better ruckmen at the moment, but still not really a go for me. And other than that, Kako could go well. He seems like one of those that might go well in a big game. I think in terms of a fantasy scene, he's dried up a little bit. What's his break even at? His break even of 36. So he's still, he's not trade out, but he's still on the radar for any owners of him. Much like Pryor, who I would rather have on field than Reed if I had to make a choice out of them, just because generally those halfback flankers score more than your key backs. I think just with more touches and uncontested marks, things like that. Breaking at 39, so he's still making money and should still sit there comfortably for him. Haven't gone through it yet, but I might as well have a look at it now. In the lineups, we see Lockie Sullivan and Jai Menzie as the two subs. Nothing sort of unexpected there. Houston back from suspension. Membry brings himself back into the team after I think he was just rested. It was nothing injury or form-wise. Moore out with that ear injury, which sees Dacos get a captaincy in the actual game, which we can expect to see a lot more of. I think while Moore is still there, I think he'll keep it, but once he's gone, Dacos is just a he's just a walk-up for captaincy, isn't he? So that's that. And then Draper with his injury out. El Hawley getting dropped after a stint in the subs, which is why I could never have brought him in. Was there early news? No, there was early news on Tom Gross with the sub news last week in that West Coast v Essendon game, which made me not pick him. And then you couldn't go El Hawley because he was listed as sub, and I ended up going Cleary, which, has worked out okay. Even then, I think I got him with a negative break even. He's ruined that as well. But Goldstein, 36-year-old Goldstein at that, I'm pretty sure. How old is he? Yep, 36-year-old Goldstein gonna be a full-time solo ruck with Draper out injured, even though he was looking really well. I'm not a huge fan of Draper as much as a lot of people are, but you still never want to see injuries like that. Achilles are awful. Apparently, you just feel like someone's kicking the back of your leg, and which is why a pretty common mechanism when it happens is people turning around to see if anyone's actually kicked them, but obviously there's no one there, and it's just that feeling. So all the best to Big Sammy, and Langford coming back from injury, I think it was, or just a knock, something like that, who is a pretty big part in Essendon's team, if you ask me. So that's sort of the teams locked in. We got 8 minutes till bounce. Happy ANZAC Day to everyone here. I know I woke up early and went to my community's dawn service, which was the first one without my granddad, which was a little bit emotional, but went in there, got up early, paid your respects, and I just again, I love the whole sort of premise behind ANZAC Day footy and just sport in general. I know that Gawn post-match said the main thing that Melbourne were talking about was just don't let any of your team down, which is the whole ANZAC spirit around it, and that ended up working pretty well for the D's last week. So all these sort of, I don't know, not just remembrance acts are very, very much welcome here as we're going across the teams. Fantastic. All right, leave your questions in the comments as well if you're tuning in via YouTube. I know, love having a chat and whatnot with anyone that's has their fantasy questions or just footy questions in general. We love a chat and a conversation around here. So feel more than free to jump in there. Just actually gonna have a look at those CBAs from last week for the Pies as well. So Ned Long was equal with Pendlebury, had more CBAs than Dacos and Darcy Cameron to go away with the 35. So I think they were just a straight swap between them two. Very, very good signs since then. Well, his score has a direct correlation with the centre bounces with him as well. I might actually have another shift over to him just so anyone that tunes in knows who we're talking about. But Ned Long. So when he was having games of 20, so he had a 20 and 22% CBA, got him a 30 and 31. When he was ranging between 50 and 60% CBAs, it landed him with a 68 and a 72. And then when he went 60 to 75%, it's the highest he's gone, he was scoring between 80 and 104. So man for the occasion, I think. I'm actually huge on him. I didn't trade him in last week because how long have we got till bounce? 5 minutes. Switch back over to my fantasy team. We had last week, anyone wondering, a score of, what was it? Yeah, 1971. So not terrible. I managed to dodge the trainer too. Holmes. Well, here's the thing that happened with me was that my Sinclair and my Holmes premium picks were what disappointed, as well as that disgusting Will Ashcroft 41, who he was jogging. Obviously, me being a Lions member, I've taken down all my I've put a sheet over all of it. Don't want anyone new coming in and knowing it after the absolute pounding we got from the Pies. But yeah, he was just jogging around. Not like there was cheap ball to be had, and he just didn't want it. He was just jogging, hair bobbing in the wind, and yeah, I don't know. I think he needs to go back to his old haircut and back to his old ways, hopefully. DeConnick 62 as well was below what he produces. Same with McRae with an 83. But with that, I also had some sort of points of difference going really well. I know not a lot of people have a Murphy Reed at this stage. Got me a 74. Not a lot of people have Lawler, whose break-even still low, and I think he went above that last night. Garcia, not a lot of people trusted his job security or got rid of him after that one, but stuck fat with that. The annoying one was me trading out Callahan, who got himself a lovely 105, if I remember correctly. That I do, after a string of below average performances. But the cope I had was it was between him, Davidson, and Sanders, both against St Kilda, to trade him out. So I stuck fat with those, which a lot of people were of the view of trading out. But yeah, like I said, held on to him, held on to them. They're going to keep making me cash, which is sort of the edge I think I'm going to get over people with my current team value, just under 22 mil this week. I know. But yeah, getting rid of those two dud rookies, getting some new ones in. Bustlinger has good numbers at VFL level, apparently. But yeah, he's happy, just minimum price, break even to 25, which he should hit, just sitting in my utility there. Like I said, Vice on Dacos. I had a feeling he was going to crunch Brisbane. He always loves destroying my hopes and dreams. So yeah, 131 off the back of his 136. And we weren't going to get him cheaper at that point as well. And he was going to be, obviously, a top 8, mid, if not a top 8 player in the entire fantasy as well. So that's sort of my gist. Yeah, just over 22 mil we're sitting on, as a matter of fact. And Lawler only just made his break even, so he might be a trade out next week. But he's made enough cash. I've got enough there to get myself something really nice, like a Rankin in. I know I've wanted. A Dawson's killed me. And yeah, with that said, that's enough about my fantasy team. As I mentioned earlier, it's one of my favorite games of the regular season. Just the amount of feeling and history behind it, I'm such a huge fan on. If you're new to these watch-alongs and want to sync up with me, so obviously I'm not reacting delayed or before you even see the vision, I might actually give it just a couple seconds so anyone behind on the stream can catch up to me. I'll pause it on the bounce. Well, not pause it, I'll count you into when the ball's bounced. So if you wanted to sync up, just pause it. When that first bounce goes down, I'll count you in, press play, and we'll all be all sorted in there. See a like from my man Mick Dell. Good to have you on the stream. He might have actually just left, but yeah, good on him for the super coach guys, the big horse. And yeah, we're just counting down the last minutes now. There's Dacos in the middle on my screen, just shaking hands, doing the toss. I know a lot of Collingwood fans will be absolutely creaming themselves looking at that. Merritt in there too. Here's another big contender to be best on at the moment. He's been carrying the Bombers for that many years. Yeah, get your food and drink. I've got my little snacky snacks with me because we're in for a long game and hopefully a competitive one as well. And like I said, you should be in front of me by now. Just pause it on the bounce if that's what you want to do. I've dropped myself back a long way to let anyone with those slow KO streams. We know how that system operates to catch up. Yeah, I mean, it happens, you say it's about most games, but centre clearance is really going to be what makes this game, especially since it's a little bit wet as well, which is where I think Darcy Cameron just rolling over the top of Goldstein is going to be, it's going to play a big part in the game. Crisp goes equal on that games record, and I saw someone commenting that they wanted to do a was it Mark Taylor for Don Bradman, where he retired on that equal level and didn't want to overtake Bradman. I don't think Crispy is going to be doing that. Doesn't seem like the type, judging off his Snapchat stories. All right, umpire in the middle with the ball. I remember some woman sitting behind me in our last Gather game was pulling the piss out of how they hold it up in the air before the bounce. I don't mind it. All right. Umpire walking in and tosses it up. Okay, it's not a bounce. We're away. And early Collingwood free kick. Side bottom in the middle. We see Houston trying to wrap around for a handball. Same with Dacos, but he's just going to dump it down the middle to those talls. And, there's the wetness coming in early. Dugowie with an early kick. Doesn't quite have the distance. Dacos up there and just slapped out of play by Goldstein. They're going to be throwing it in. Interesting start. Just whacked. Man, Dacos finds himself high up the field early. I suppose that's where stoppage is, but just before the stoppage, tossed back in. Goldstein tapped away. I think we saw Membry early have that opportunity for a mark, and just couldn't hold on to it. That wet ball. If you ever played footy, you know just how much harder that makes it to mark. Could be a hold on the arm on my check. Not going to be paid. Just popped out. Didn't have any prior opportunity on it. And Dacos going to be tackled into their forward 50. Dacos trying to bounce his head off the ground as well. Absolutely shameless. Pendlebury not taken high. Dugowie running onto it. Dugowie kick early. Claiming for a push, but I think... Oh, that is well over the top on Pendlebury. Cleared straight to Cameron, and that's going to be the first of many, I fear, this game. I think, from here on out, whenever you're rucks against Goldstein, Dacos off a step, outside 50, and it's in the script, isn't it? It just is with this guy. Kick outside of 50. Guns it straight through the sticks. And, off a step. Was there any doubt, to be honest? Gets him off to a good start and gets my fantasy team off to a good start as my vice-captain. So, look, how's he found himself in that much space? Who is meant to be on him? Oh, no. Essendon... This better not be a sign of how they're going to play. Kako's running on. It wasn't his man. He's had to come off. Someone off that stage. But that is absolutely awful. Awful signs from Essendon. All right, out. Here they come again. But intercepted. Gives Essendon's forwards. Look, Maynard couldn't glove it. Josh Dacos through there from Chris. But now Josh Maynard needs to get rid of it. Doesn't quite. Kicked on to DeGoey. Big mark from the 100 gamer just missed. Langford playing back. Hobbs now. Langford again. Goldstein in the linking play. Shields going to see a gap and burst through it. Just misses the kick with the slippery ball. It just gives a big turnover to the Pies. McCreary taken on centre wing. Chip kick to another empty man. Now I've got 3-on-3 in the centre square. Just decides to hold it up to Goey. Chipped on. That is on the chest of Membry. I'm seeing a lot of unmarked players for the Pies early on. Oh. Not good signs. Not good signs for the Bombers. Look at that. Membry kicked his 300th this season. And it's through. Great set shot Membry is, and puts the Pies up by 2 goals in the first few minutes. Alright, we're back on. Excuse me for ducking off camera. I've got my... Oh, Dacos out of the middle. Goes to Josh. Over the top. My man Long. Looks to hit a target. Elliott Spurs Hill. Elliott over the top. Turns over to McGrath. Langford. Oh, you're kidding! You are... What's the thinking behind that? Oh my word. How the fuck is that paid deliberate? Like, I'm... Obviously, I've got absolutely no affiliation whatsoever to the Bombers. But if they score off the back of this... Good take from Mackay. How the fuck? It's bounced a meter in front of his target. It's absolutely atrocious. Early kick from Martin in there as well. Chris willing to tap it on. And there we go. Essendon fans are going to be claiming for that deliberate, but that is atrocious umpiring. How the fuck? Good. Jones missed the target on right. Up and under for Kako, just couldn't grab it. Okay, interesting highlight to show Martin Kickman out of the goal square anyway. There's another free kick for the Collingwood Rockman, and yeah, you're going to see that from any Rockman that this Essendon side comes across now. Outmark Jones, Langford, inside 50, and right, beautifully played. 2-on-1, you just had to take take him out of it. Yeah, what? There's just no communication out of here. Yeah. Anywho, right, was 6 last week. Gonna put that one through to start off Essendon. Yeah. No help there from Josh. Alright, 3 goals in the opening 6 minutes. You'd think these wetter games are going to be lower. Zach. Good tack from Sidebottom. Up it goes. Goldstein wins the tap. Dacos, quick hands off the ground. Sidebomb runs away, shakes off tackle. Dacos again, there he is, to Josh. Josh now, to go, he tackled as soon as he had it. Long drops it, gets rid of it anyway. Dacos. Perryman! And puts it through in his first ANZAC Day game. A villain of sorts for my fantasy team, but no, you love to see it regardless. Unless you're an Essendon fan, of course. Alright. McStay with the big hit out. Oh, tried to get rid of it. Couldn't quite. My man Long. Drops from Mackay. Slips my check. Barely gets rid of it. Elliott trying to get to work. Can't quite get boot to ball. Spiraling out of 50. What a kick. Langford just couldn't get the read. Tapped away by Quainer. Langford looking to see if he's in a foot race here. Right, overrun, Langford slips. Tapped out to Josh. And you'd think the Pies are away now. Crisp, racking up plenty of it in his record-breaking game. And Marchek copying Mackay high. Goldstein through the middle of the ground. Big tap from Houston. Who's going to get that first? Jones taps it in front of him. He's going to go straight back to Howe. Oh, just misjudged. Lipinski running hard to get to the footy. Just needs to snaffle it in the wet. Taps it forward to Elliott. Gets it back. Lipinski tried to take by Membry at its highest point. But that is so difficult to do with a wet footy. My man Reed as well. Out of it from Gresham. Kicked forward. Brave from Perryman. Gets it on the second attempt. Frampton. Howe. They're going to go inboard here. Quainer gets the corridor. Hits it to Josh. Straight down the middle of the ground. Big fly from Martin, I think that is. Kick from Long. It's going to be play on. Dacos. Surely not. Surely not. Oh. It is all Collingwood in the first half of this first quarter. Let's have a quick peek at the fantasy scores real quick while this is in play. Takes on a 30 already. It's just disgraceful. Josh there too. To go eat. Goldstein and Cameron both up there. It's going to be a high stoppage game, so you see why that is. A few of the goal scorers. Nothing really else to note other than that both Dacosses are absolutely nuclear at the moment, which surprises nobody. Josh now down the line. Fisted out of play. Side bottom just can't get it to Hill. Membry can't quite grab it. Setterfield just puts it on the chest of side bottom. Now the conversation with him, as always. Oh, what's Pendlebury done? Now, has that travelled 15? Probably. I think and I was just about to talk about side bottom, probably knowing he didn't have the distance from there. Yeah, how are they? Like, we shouldn't be discussing two attackers out marking each other with no defender on either of them. That's two loose men, not one. Pendlebury just sways to the left. This Martin with another +6. Merritt's been unsighted at the moment, hasn't he? And Pies just can get it out of play for a ball in their attacking half again as well. Tapped away. Martin again. Here's Merritt. Goes around. Hobbs. Down the line. Straight down, throw to Frampton. Can't snuff it. Just going to get the free kick regardless. Just going to go long. Quite for right. Merritt now. Looking for an option. Doesn't want to kick. Setterfield. Skewed kick, but landed on the chest of right. Right, going down the line. Langford tries to go for the one-hander. Gresham to Merritt. Langford's got to pick it up, and he does. Fires it. Too hot for Perkins. Back in field. Maynard's just going to get rid of it. Setterfield couldn't quite snaffle it. Elliott's Houston. Frampton. Josh, usually a good user, but intercepted here from McGrath. Going inside. Big mark from Caddy, not quite. Hobbs now. 2-3 around him, gets him out. Lipinski spins away. Frampton again. Going to bounce in front of Dacos. Dacos is going to keep working it around. Steel bottom. Steel bottom, side bottom. Steel bottom. How good. Getting a high tackle. Wow. Side bottom just going to go long down the line. Quite long, my man. Taps it away. Tagoe can't quite pick it up. Shield falls. Martin just tapping it towards his team. Long on for a tackle. He just gets it out. That would have been nice for my points. Tapped around the corner. Center wing here. Going to look to go inboard. Brave kick, and that's what they need to do. Setterfield. Who's going to be there for it? Howe's going to tap for it behind. Can right! Oh, just doesn't get boot on ball, I think. Brave spoil from Maynard. Lovely pick off from Roberts. Gets it back. Oh, long. And it comes off. Oh. These early goals for Collingwood are coming in very handy. Probably what is going to be a low-scoring game. Haven't seen a goal in the last 5 or so minutes. Tapped away. Dacos going to chase it and just take it out of play. Still can't believe that insufficient intent call earlier in the quarter. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was out of play before Reed got there. What? Why was that a point of contention? Anyway, right. Up centre wing. Pryor didn't quite have enough of it. Neither did Reed. My check to side bottom. Picks the right option, and Quainer just loses it. And is he going to be able to pick it up again this wet? No. Good tackle on Hobbs. Side bottom's going to go. Elliott loves the angle from here. Elliott has to kick from here. From there, just hooking left. Essendon probably love to see another goal here. Another turnover from Essendon. Fine for me. It's Reed getting 3 points. Gonna go around in 50. Over the top. Bullets just aren't able to pick it up. Alright, Reed +6 out of the kick out. And there's going to be a Merritt +6 off the back of it as well. Pendlebury can't quite take the mark. He's not paid Kako with a touch. Shield keeping the hands free. Kako tries to get rid of it as well, but look at these Pies swarm. And yeah, just had to be taken to ground. How many black and white stripes would you see in that picture there? About 6. Goldstein, Dacos clean. Kicks it inboard. Houston now. Can he pick the right option? Elliott, tough mark. Tries to go off the deck. Can't quite grab it. Raymond, look at this pressure. Look at how many Pies are around the ball here. Crisp. Got to go inboard, McCreary. Not 15. That's tough. Elliott now. Going to put it to the tools for a mark. Tapped. McStay off the deck. Just doesn't read the bounce. Goldstein drops it. Jones takes it back. Fletcher Roberts going to ping it down. Houston. Are they going to pay that mark? I think it was touched in between his first contact. Cameron. Punch the ground. McCreary's going to go over the top. Pendlebury. Misplaced handball. Now Merritt. Going to look for an option down the line. Right. As Howe comes away with it. Howe now back inside 50 again. McStay with the jump. No mark. Goldstein works it around to Merritt again. Turnover. Houston's going to bomb it in now. 2-on-1. Got to be. Might be a push on Hill. Oh, Pryor with a risky kick that freaking nails it. Alright. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. Is that going to go? Durham gets rid of it. But to no effect. It's going to turn over to Howe. Switches it. Hoskin Elliott looks for Elliott now. Needs an option inside 50. It's going to go to Dacos. Wow, this could be getting out of hand with Nick. Six touches, a goal and a behind already for him. How are you going to let Nick get an uncontested mark in your forward 50? Something's got to change here for Essendon if they want a chance in this game. Looks for it. Has he got the... Goes a free kick against Collingwood, which means no score for Nick. Reed wins it. It's going to kick over the top. Jones now. They've conceded 7 scores, but they're only behind by 15. Is the one sort of positive that Bombers will be taken out of this. Right, can't quite snaffle it. 20 seconds left in the game, in the quarter. Goldstein. Crisp not able to get rid of it. 14 seconds left. Step down. Is Dacos going to get another touch? Yes, he is. Goes to Pendlebury. To Dacos again. Free kick on Pendlebury. Oh, just give it to Nick from there. Mark's not going to matter. Pies by 22. But let's take a look at what a lot of us are here for. And what we're here for is a Dacos 41 within the first quarter. So the vice captaincy is looking pretty safe here. Keeps tracking like this. He's on for a 160. Oh, wow. Josh with a 38, just a focal point of their, of that back line. 13 disposals already, proven to be, could be a big afternoon for him. Anyone else relevant here? Merritt, despite not seeming like he did anything, got a bit of a rocket up the behind a portion of the way through, so he's gone up to a 27. You'll be happy vice captaining that. We knew Darcy Cameron was going to go well against Goldstein. Where's he gone? Has he dropped down? Or there he is, on a 20. So we knew that Darcy Cameron was going to be an option there. And just anyone that plays against Essendon and is a ruckman. In terms of relevancy, where's my man, Ned Long? 13. We need more from him for that mid-price. All it'll take is one quarter with him, I get the sense. And Kako 11, need more from him as well. If you get a goal, then you'll be fine. Pryor 4 is scary. I was telling people how they could play him on field over the likes of Zach Reed. Where even is Zach Reed? On an 18, which is great. Yep, you'll take that. Take that. That puts him onto a rate of, 72 at the end of the game? That'll be fantastic. Nick Martin, 21, as well, relevant. You'd want him to get a bit more, but a relatively quiet quarter for him as well. That kick to handball ratio, my apologies, still looking good. And that's about it for the sort of fantasy relevant players. And while we're in the ad break, we might as well have a sort of revisit over last night's game where Melbourne came storming home. Well, they didn't come storming home at all, actually. It's the other way around with the storming home. But yeah, in that third quarter, just took over control. We're up by 4 at the start of it. And then obviously by the end of it, they were up by, 35. So just, took the game away. And then Gawn getting subbed out. And then look at that, what's happened Gawn exited here. We see him kick that behind. And then just what happens there. So the main concern with Gawn, I think, obviously 138, we knew he was going to do against Nankervis regardless. But the concern with Gawn now is, are Melbourne going to continue to do that? I know I said earlier in the stream that they would, but if they conceded, however many goals it was it 3 or 4 in 10 minutes when he was off the field? Is that going to deter Goodwin from, they might be 4 goals up, 10 minutes left, think game should be done and buried, but is he going to think, remember back to last time that happened and we got dominated, so that's a scary thought for him, but certainly an option in Gawn. We'll have a quick look over how Petrarca's game was as well. The other sort of relevant one, Bowie, 123, if people holding on to him. I wonder if he'll be a pick for you, because he's just seems to be one of their main distributors. Obviously, we see Salem with a 34, but Bowie just looking very, very solid for them there. Petrarca got his 2 goals, got his 114. I didn't go with him, which hurt. Same with same with Gawn, I suppose, which is unfortunate to not go with him. Let's have a look at what his quarterly breakdown was, because I have a feeling he went quite big in one of them. He went, 20, 32, 47, and 50. So if anything, he went small in the last one, actually. But yeah, 47 points in the third quarter when they were dominating. So just off that trend, it makes you wonder, in the tougher Melbourne games, is he going to be scoring as well? Because we obviously know that the Tigers came home real hot off the stat line with him. But 15 points in a quarter when his team was struggling, is that what we can come to expect from him when he's not kicking, 2 goals in a quarter? 2 goals in a quarter for that 47. So that's already 18 points directly from 3 for a kick, 6 for a goal, times by 2. Take that away, he was on, 29. So, he'll be a top 6 forward with that dual position. But yeah, they've still got West Coast. Yeah, West Coast next week. You can still jump on him. I'll probably jump on him. But it's, Hawthorn, Brisbane, and Sydney after it. Is he going to score as well in those games is sort of yet to be seen. Anywho, we're coming back to the game now, aren't we? Great. Alright, same deal as well. If you've just joined or fancy a resync, remember to pause it on the ball up. Dacos out man. Now, what's going to happen here? Who's going there? Going to keep Merritt on him. Good captain's job. Final siren. And the ball is up in the air. Tap from Goldstein. Great run. Langford not there. Maynard pops up for him beautifully. Goes down the line, contested mark. Hoskinell lets him go past. My man Long. Just pressures Merritt. It's a kick for Reed. We love to see that. Is it? Cameron never really had it, but still gets it away. Lipinski. And how yanks the wet footy into the crowd. Now, what can Essendon do from this position? Hobbs now. Not quite there. Off the deck. Crisp, the goalkeeper. Beautifully muscled. From McGrath, he's going to centre it to Merritt. He's really looking to put a stamp on this game. Now chips it inside. And now Nick Martin with a chance at goal. So a few of the... strong start for the Essendon premiums. A few for Merritt. Over to Martin. Well. Go. And what can Nick Martin do from here? Around the mark. Is it going to come around enough? Not quite, just off the woodwork. Houston on kickouts. Whoa, left it late. Gets it dead along. It's a +5 for me. Another 2 from Dacos. Crisp. Now, where's Long? Give it to Long. Good Shepherd, he runs on Merritt. Gonna get up. Elliott. Not quite the ride. Marie McStay. Spoiled. Maynard now. Edge of 50 to Lipinski. Easy target. And Elliott. Not paid. He's gonna snap it around the corner. Elliott. And it bends around the post. Pies get the first goal of the second. Man's got his pies. Happy with it. Yeah, let's look at this movement. Brought to ground from Elliott. To memory, usually it's the talls bringing it to ground for the smalls, but that time, small forward Elliott gets up, steps around him. Tucked away. Pendlebury just boots it along the ground. Great pickle from Elliott. Dacos running off the back of it. Merritt can't keep up. Dacos running into 50! Oh! Could have had 3 or 4. Wow. I'm through. Is that taken in the field of play? Not quite. Deep kick from Howe. McStay can't quite take the mark. McGraw gets rid of it. Elliott tries to fashion a kick. Setterfield. Happy to take a tackle there, but this pressure with all these... This Collingwood swarm. Looking very good. Setterfield to clear. It's a foot race now. Well done from the Pies, working for each other again. Josh now is going to go back to the deepest man, Frampton. Chips it around. Oh, barely. Josh again. Josh getting so much of the footy. It's long. Down the line. Just brought to ground again. Durham to Setterfield again. Langford not there. Lipinski gets rid of it. Howe's going to have to chase. Gonna go corridor. Beautiful kick. And that got to my man Long a +6 as well. That's even better. Maynard looking to run. Fakes it. Goes centre. Houston now. We've seen him kick a long footy with a wet ball before. Wants to slow it down. It will be a kick from inside the centre square if he goes for it. Doesn't. Looks for the option. Lipinski. Spoiled away from Langford. Perryman. Turnover. Gresham. Going over the top. Good spoil. Gresham gets slammed after kicking it away. Kako now tries to get rid of him. Does so. Tipped over the top. Setterfield can't quite snaffle it. Goes back into him. Through the legs from Pendlebury. Oh, just booted in from Hoskin Elliott. Membry now. And he gets it. God, it doesn't have to be pretty, does it? Does not have to be pretty. That. Wow, great pick up and kick. Yeah, through the legs. And then off the deck. Like, those two things you don't see too often in a game. Tapped away. Just up and under from Cameron, but that's still points. Crisp. Tapped in front. Gets rid of Jones. Feigns again. Side bottom. Goes in the middle. Reed. Can't quite snaffle it. Setterfield getting plenty of it. Just has to get rid of it. Not going to drag it in. Just kept down. Okay, now it's another Cameron hit out. Good spoil from Shield. Perkins. Just can't do enough. Just absolute suffocation from the Pies, and that's how, I must say, that's how we saw this game going. That's the experience you get with this, the oldest team, as they move to Dacos. Just experience in the wet and what to do. Punched away. Pryor beaten forward from Shield. How's the bounce? Generous, but doesn't take it. It's a foot race now. Langford needs a bounce. Gets the bounce. Open forward 50 and gets it. That's what the Bombers needed. Langford, rather. Well done from Langford. That's the second goal for Essendon. Now, can they use this momentum? That's the next question. Maynard can't spoil. Just gonna be locked in. Another one for Cameron. Perkins gets it. Oh, air swing from right. Slipped. Dacos. Composed kick. Trying to place it on the head of Lipinski. Nearly gets it under. Stays in. Jones. Who's going to be there for it? Crisp. Too good. Yep. Oh, really got to take it. Taps it away. Shield. Reed with a +3 for me. Fry's going to probably get a +6 here. He's already got +3 of them. And there it is. Oh, good kick to Kako. Now, God, wet footy on the angle. How's it going to go? Where do we see this going? Goes around the mark and shanks it. But could work. Pushed off. And Durham. Yeah, he'll be smiling, run to the bench. Now Durham. Durham. Straight down the big sticks. Alright. This is what Essendon needed, just to turn 1 goal into 2, maybe even 3 when they have this sort of grip on the game. Level in the quarter now as well. Just works for him. Ball up in the middle again. Tapped away, McStay in at centre bounce. Dacos tries to worm his way through. Tackled by Merritt, and Merritt lets him know about it. Good win. Good win. Not for my fantasy team, of course. But this is what Essendon needed. Now they're up. Right, needs to look for an option. Shield. It's going to go through again. Durham. He's going to get another. And the Bombers are back. Oh, that would be all off the back of that tackle on Dacos. And here they come. Durham with 2. Look at that. So where is Dacos in this? Because if he's... Alright. Now, Collingwood's turn to answer. The Bombers have some wind in their sails. Quite for it. Setterfield gets rid of it. Or doesn't. Steel side bottom. Down the middle for Josh. Even that's not a convincing kick. Where is Hoskin Elliott going? Now to Shield again. Shield splits him down the middle. Great mark from Merritt. Goes inside. Right at full extension. Can't take it on Perryman. And now side bottom's going to have to hold it in. Gee, and how the tide has turned. Tapped from McStay looking for Dacos. It's going to be another ball up. Inside the centre of that Essendon attacking 50. Side bottom, just big handball out of there. Turnover though. Goes one more. And Perkins gets one now. Essendon are within 3. My word, what are we seeing here? Just a quick run of goals. Let's have a quick look at the stats. See, Dacos came in on a 40. Or 41, I think it was. Only up to 50. Josh Dacos still getting his fair share of touches and marks, but he's not quite where he was. And Merritt has boosted his way up to a 47. Cameron keeps on tracking as well. Durham with those 2 goals will certainly help. Long's up to a 32. That's more of what we need to see from him. Nick Martin, 30. You'd probably want more. I think, who else are we looking at here? Cack up to a 19 with that kick mark. Pryor still on a 10 isn't good enough. And We're back on. Dacos just yapped away from Steele. And Mychek has to put in a big effort here. Does his best but can't keep it. 3 Bombers around him. Shield in and around it again. Looks for Martin. Goes low. That might not be the option. And there's the turnover. Big for to go. He goes the torp, but it's straight back to Mason Redmond. It's turned over again into Pendlebury. Sees the easy option there in the form of Long. Gets cheeky +5. Pendlebury again. It's going to go inside 50. And we're going to run and jump. Redmond again. Outmarking Jamie Elliott. Up again. And here comes the Bombers once again. Hobbs goes back. We'll look inside though. Shield again. This is a little bit of control we talk about. Big over the top. Oh, risky kick, but it works, and now they might be out. Martin's there again, just wherever the footy needs to be. Kicks it to a big one-on-one for right. Brave mark. And Kako with the pressure on Houston. Man, this is turning out to be a game. Up it goes again. Houston. The goal is just going to boot it out of there. McCreary does enough to keep it in. Now who's there? Kept up from Ridley. Roberts. Ridley again. And now Reed gets us a +3. Not afraid to use those backs. And that's why those Essendon defenders are such good use in AFL Fantasy. Pryor now. Unmarked Goldie. Whoa. A little bit over the mark, if you ask me. There's another +6 for Martin. Setterfield again. Who's he going to look for? Caddy doesn't quite have to jump. Now here comes Dacos. Sprinting onto it. He's got the run. He's going to keep soccering it forward. Has to stay in though. Pryor uses it well inside. And this is end-to-end stuff. Perkins now. Up it goes. Right, not there. Just raked in from De Goey. Not there. Merritt. Merritt from outside 50. How's the bounce? Just through for a behind. That's brave there from Cameron. Quainer. Simple one to De Goey. Over the top again to Steele side bottom. Take a quick break here to slow it down. Collingwood, that's what they need to do. Goes, not quite there. Reed gets it out. Merritt's there again. Hobbs and Quainer. Roberts again to Hobbs. Just can't snaffle it. Side bottom. Merritt again. Just kicks it anywhere. God, he's asking Harrison Jones to work. Hasn't been much of a chance to get their interchange players on as well, to be honest. Switch bid, inboard. How now? How now, brown cow? Top of the square. Who wants it? McStay gets clear. Mackay does enough. Doesn't bounce from McCreary. Kicked out of there. How needs to be clean here. Gets rid of it. Dacos needs to stamp his mark on it. And goes to my man, Ned Long. Back yourself here, Ned. Come on. A goal here. Oh, that's not... I mean, it's a goal, but that's not what I want to see for my team. Anywho. Big goal from Maynard. Big steadier for the Pies. Where was I looking? It's exactly what Collingwood needed there. Yeah. Whoa. Perkins just missing a target. Slides in below the knees. And that's that's the interesting debate, isn't it? What are they more worried about, the head or the knees with the what's his name, suspension? Durham now. Takako just skews it. Let's get away. Side bottom over the top. Perryman takes a bounce on the wet ground. Want to bounce it hard. Now Reed is going to get a juicy little +6 for us. Lovely jubbly. Back to him. Oh. Oh. Alright. Well, they're saying it's not taking his legs out, but yeah, if he runs towards the ball there, you know what happens? He gets rubbed out for 3 or 4 weeks, so... Yeah. Anyway. Goldstein. Setterfield. Not the first hat kick he's had out of the ground. Gets it out. Side bottom. Corralled. Roberts getting a little bit of it. Merritt's open on the wing, but he's backed himself. Maybe should have used Merritt. Maynard again. Beautiful win there from McGrath. Beautiful kick. Now for Harry Jones. How's the kick? Across the face. Stay sitting, Josh. Kick number 22. Wow. Just over a minute remaining. Just going to keep working down the line. Well, there from Lipinski. No. Gee, it's just a little bit of aurifying between the two of them and just not giving Xavier Dersmer a chance. It's been quiet. I haven't seen much of him. Just 3 touches for Dersmer. Durham out of it. Gives it over to Nick. Nick in. Pendlebury. Dugowie now. Quainer. He's going to go himself, or is he going to pick a target? Goes himself. Out on the full. Gives my man Reed a kick. Can't quite hit Merritt, which is probably an ideal result for me. Hi TJS, good to see you. And if we're going to be watching Crows v Fremantle, I'm not planning on it, but I wonder if we get a big enough response, we could have a little double header go on. So yeah, if that's what you want to see, guys, yeah, let me know on Twitter. The tag's just down there at BK_IFS, and yeah, if we get enough of a response for the Crows v Freo game, then yeah, maybe we can go back to backs. Back to the game. Just gonna get ball up with 10 seconds left in the half. Wow, how big of a response was that from Essendon? I think that's something the squad must have said. Is probably gone and said, look, we've been battered in this first quarter and we're only down by a few goals. Like, this is the worst we can do. If we just bring that level up just a little bit, it's going to be out on the full. And that's probably going to be the quarter. 41-33. I feel like Dacos sort of slowed down. Let's have a look at how the scores are going. Might give it a quick refresh while we're here as well. Sidebottom on a 69 with 21 touches, and Dacos there as well. Wow, putting up a contest. Yeah, Merritt has actually overtaken Dacos. That must have been a big quarter from him, I reckon. If we have a look at that, Merritt with a 37-point quarter is pretty big. Still had 25 in the first, so it's tracking along very well. Dacos, 59, would have been a smaller one for him. Had himself just the 18. Wow. That's unfortunate for my captaincy choice. Long up to a 48 is good from him as well on debut for my club. 35-point quarter. Gee, more of them from him there. Durham, obviously, with the 2 goals, had a nice one. Martin got himself involved as well. 45, you'll take. Give me wisdom. Dersmer 15 disposals gets up. I'm actually hanging on to that as well, Gemwell. So he just needs to. He was stuck on the bench for 5 minutes at one point. That's what made me look. But yeah, keep the fingers crossed on that. How else we looking? Reed 42 is fantastic for a rookie with a break even of 31. Anyone else here that we would really be looking at for our teams, Perryman 32, you probably should have jumped off earlier. Kako 26 got himself a little bit more into it, but still not enough. Pryor 18. I apologize to anyone if I was being he was stuck there for 8 in the end, was he, Jem Will? He just needs it to be a hot wing for a quarter. He'll be fine. But yeah, the thing with Pryor, yeah, I apologize to anyone that like was waiting for a sort of tiebreaker on Pryor or Reed and came to me for advice, because Reed is looking the far better option than I had for Pryor. I think I was basing it off those uncontested sort of switch kicks that Essendon do, and at the minute they're obviously getting it central where your sort of taller backs are going to be, but they're not going right the way around up to your upper wings as well, where Pryor is too. So yeah, I've judged that one wrong. Game's not done, obviously, but yeah, Pryor, they might even be struggling to make his break even at this point. And that brings it to about that. Yep, there's our man Dersman with 3 touches. And yeah, that's about it. Hill has been absolutely well and truly pocketed. My check too. Well, they're forwards. Look at that. 1 touch for McStay, 2 for my check, and well, 0 and a free kick against for Bobby Hill. So yeah, credit where it's due for those Essendon backs, but just lets Collingwood sort of know if he can. Yeah, well, if the forwards can pick up their level a bit, just get themselves into the game, then yeah, what can they do? And yes, Jem Will Pryor is most certainly a Lions boy. Moved on this year just because he was never going to get game time in the Premiership winning side for obvious reasons. What do we look at now? I suppose we'll run over what the rest of the games for the week. Obviously, as TJS mentioned to us earlier, we've got Freo versus Adelaide in this one. The ins and outs we have in the form of Rochelle coming back from his injury to his ribs, I think it was, and peeling in. Fogarty with the injury, and Sam Berry come in for them. And then a whole host of changes for Freo. Aish O'Meara, who I think was injured, and Banfield in. For Narkle, first game for his new team coming from Port. Then Chapman and Wagner make their way back in the sides. Now, who are we going to be looking for here? We're going to be looking for Dawson on a 113. If you're like me, I'm actually going to do that now. But if you're like me and have the Vice on Dacos, I'm pretty sure whatever he gets, we're going to be taking at this point. So take the captaincy off Brayshaw if you're like me and have it on him. Just put it onto anyone else for the time being. I'm going to chuck it onto Rosie, just someone that isn't playing up next, because if you forget, then yeah, go from there. Brayshaw's obviously an option if you didn't have Dacos, but yeah, Dawson we're going to be watching. Rankin, who I once again week on week just haven't been bringing in, but yeah, is obviously doing damage there. It's a bit of inconsistency, and if Freo go as well as I think they are in this game at home, then he might not get much of it. Anyone else we're really looking for in the form of rookies? Oh, my man Murphy Reed, still tracking beautifully. He goes to a 30-something break even, I want to say. He's at a 36 break even. Yup, so he should keep making us cash, get into those hopefully low 600s, high 500s. That would be fantastic from him. And yeah, as is every sort of week with the rookie watch, just seeing if Sid Draper's named at sub again, which on their bench might be Taylor. Probably will be young Draper, though. But yeah, good game. I'm tipping Freo. I think it'll be a really, really good game. Regardless. Now, Hostwaite, is that a name that I've heard of? Is that a new rookie coming in? Oh, no, this guy. Yeah, Henry Hostwaite getting a crack in the side. Yeah, Nat suspended. Well, I'll probably put a thorn through any of the... Yeah, no, sorry. I obviously haven't been tracking the Hawks for very long. But, yeah. Love that. 500k. Probably not fantasy relevant yet. But if he pumps out a good score, then, yeah. Who knows what could happen. Just McGuinness. They're playing McGuinness forward a bit more now anyway. So, I think... It'll be a close watch at the very worst on him. Jumps over to tomorrow's early game, which I was meant to be taking a plane from up here down to Melbourne to see, but unfortunately haven't been able to against my man NateO's team, Saints v Brisbane. I think, well, this is one that Zorko's gonna have to go big on. He's had a few down weeks. Break even is getting right up there for him. What's he sort of sitting at? Break even wise, 150. Goodness, which crazily I'm not putting that past him to get against the Saints. Just needs to demand that footy a little bit more. They're just proving why we don't bring in players when they're at the top of their price on Zorks. Look at that. Went 112, 126, and 119 in his first three. People said, yup, he's going to do this every week, week on week. And then he drops a 79, a 90, and a 76 in, some harder matchups. So, it just goes to show that this is why you just let them drop down and get them in a discount. Who else are we going to be looking at? Probably the rest of the Brisbane midfield, if it goes anything like the last game St Kilda had against the Bulldogs, obviously. So we're looking at your Dunkleys. We're looking at your... maybe Neil if you jumped on him when he was cheap. Ashcroft is going to need a big, big return. And what do I think of Bruce in the game for Gemwell? Well, they like him as that emergency from what I've been seeing from it. So that might be his spot. But might give a kid a chance. I'll have a look at we'll cover it when we get to the Hawks game. But I think he'll start emergency again. He's sort of owned the vest as a sub rather, not emergency. But he sort of owned that vest for this season. So Ashcroft needs a big response. He's in my team. I bought him in, and he's been, well, he's been fine apart from that 41 against the Pies where he's jogging around. But this is a chance for him to get 115, which is his break even. If he looks hungry, that's the main sort of thing for me, is if he's looking hungry and wanting the ball. Because if he's not, then he's got to go. Levi, most people should still have, unless they traded him out for a higher premium. In terms of the Saints, looking at Sinclair and Nazaya Wanganeen Millera. I know that Sinclair got me a 95 last week. How did Wanganeen Millera go? He dropped an 86. Yeah, actually no, that's the wrong week for Sinclair. Dropped even lower last week, a 78. His first score below 90 as well, so not in a panic at. Just keep an eye on him. Who else are we looking at here? Port v North. Who have we got here? I suppose, Rosie as yeah, look, could be a captaincy. We have news from Gemwell as well that Tom Lynch, potential foot injury. Haven't heard anything on it yet. And I wish that, like, in the NRL, we have the NRL physio who covers every injury every week for the NRL. And I wish we had an equivalent for the AFL. It would make things a whole lot easier. I'm just going to have a quick look in that Tom Lynch injury. I'm not seeing anything on it. Just off a brief search, but keep an eye out for it, of course, especially if you're from Tigerland. Botter's been scoring well as well. Sheezel's an interesting one, because he's not been setting the world on fire in the midfield, which makes you wonder, do they go back and use him off half back again, with a few of their half backs being pretty ordinary? Caleb Daniel, I'm looking at you. But yeah, how's he been doing? He's dropped almost 100k, break even again of 127. But yeah, this is why you don't pick those top price premiums to start with, because he's been averaging. He'd probably be averaging over 100. In fact, he is. He's averaging nearly 104, and he's dropped 100k. So you could get that for much cheaper, and then have all those top scores just for a lower price while you're creating cash with other players. So Sheezel, watch on him. He's been good. He's been very good, but needs to get some of those big 120 plus scores that you're looking at with him. Horn Francis as well is a big watch. He's been going much better. This is what we needed at the start of the year. See, it was Rankin v Horn Francis start of the year for most people, with how our forwards were sort of set up. And no, I'm definitely not looking at Daniel because he's short. I'm looking at him because he does pretty much nothing, if not negative things, with the footy. Averaging 97 though, and like I said, he can keep doing absolutely nothing as long as it's getting me fantasy points. Break even up to 85 though. His cash gen might be hitting its last legs. Who else do we have here? Jerry as well, on the topic of people that started slow, that you paid top price for. I fell into the trap, went him instead of, well, here's the thing, not many rucks did good anyway, but the fact he was having 70s, 370s in a row, priced at over 1.1 mil at that point in time, was just awful. And actually, comparing the scores now, so 83, when he's had over 80% time on ground, that's when he scored his 129, 90, and 116. But when he dropped below that 70, below that 80 rather, that's when he had his scores in the 70s. So it might be a time on ground thing. He's looking and sounding like that hamstring thing's all done. So yeah, let's hope the big X-Man can get back to his best if you're anything like me and have him in your side. And hey, who knows? If he pumps out a big score, it might be a week to trade him in, because I'm still thinking it's going to be him and Gawn as your big two rucks. And Gawn's, you might have to shift some things around to get him in next week as well, depending on what the other rucks do. Honestly, I wouldn't mind. I think De Koning would be higher owned than Jerry. I wouldn't mind De Koning dropping an absolute stinker, giving us a reason to trade him out, screwing over other coaches if you have the allowance to get yourself up to Gawn. Like, I've got a little bit of cash in my kitty that I could use, and shift to Gawn. That might be a nice play. Powell's come down to earth. Probably one, if he doesn't perform here, that you'll need to get rid of. Who else are we looking at here? Bergman, and I'll put in the same frame Ryan Burton as well, are two that need to perform or need to go if you haven't got rid of them now, which I think you'd want to. McKercher as well. Just hasn't been taking a liking to that wing role, unfortunately for him. And yeah, that's about it. Finn O'Sullivan as well. What's his price at? And what is he sitting at break-even? Like break-even of 46, and he's dropped below that 400k. He might have lost cash recently. Yeah, he did. He's been going the other way as a rookie, which is terrifying. I'll give a quick shout-out. He's not on the screen, but a quick shout-out to Xavier Lindsay as well with a 98, which is on my bench, which sucks. I'm going to miss out on that, but yeah, Nedlong's looking to be that, and you have him in there to generate your cash as well. He's not there to give you scores, so yeah, shout out to him, and Trainer with a 73 as well is nice on my field. Jackson Archer's who I was thinking about with that Dacos slide in low previously. Anyway, that should be that. Oh, my trade out for the week was fucking, where is he? Moraes. This guy is a trade out. I cannot reaffirm it anymore. Get him gone. If he scores a 100, sue me, tweet at me, but he's just looked he's almost looked afraid of the ball. Like, he doesn't want to get in the contest and get the footy, which is really, really fucking annoying if you own him. So I just couldn't stand it. Couldn't stake it anymore. 52 break even. There's no guarantee he'll hit that. He's gone, apart from his one game which caught our interest, which is a 93, 54, 40, and 30 against, one of them was St Kilda, who he should score higher against, and then Hawthorn and Sydney, who are okay matchups. But yeah, get him gone. I don't want to see him in anyone's team. Save yourself while you can. Get this guy out. And that'll probably do it for that game as well. How are we looking for time? It's just started. Okay. Well, not just started, but it's about to start. Let's get that up on the big screen. Yeah, we'll cover the rest of the games in the 3/4 time break. I'm going to zoom ahead a little bit where the ball is up in the air again. Okay, sorry for about the countdown for anyone that was waiting for it. But Dacos with a quick kick out. Shield going to kick it off the ground. Dacos again with another kick. That's what you want to see. Anyone there for it? Reed with a mark as well. My fantasy boys are popping up. Martin is a pot against. I don't want him popping up. Down the line, who's he looking for? Right, beautiful, big knee slide. He looked like a prime Didier Drogba. Doesn't use Martin. This is what he does. Just goes on a jog upfield. Punched away from Maynard. Yeah, apologies for that, everyone. I just crept. I just got lost in the sort of previews and game's back. Goldstein tap. Gonna pop up for Dacos. Goes around. Long, can't snaffle it, unfortunately. Dacos stops it. Right. Shield. Yeah, pushed out of play. Deliberate, you hear someone say in the crowd. Yep, you know what? I agree. I agree with that, man. God. Now then, if he's still watching, I know that me and Shenwell are hoping for a bit more on Dersma. At the minute, for me, everything else is hitting. Whoa, wild swing from side bottom. It goes again. Dersma kick. has won. Anywho. Good take from Mackay. Slow played. Pryor, there's a kick and mark for him. Just go straight to my check, who's going to be getting one of his first few touches for the game. Plays it on. Here comes Nick. Nick needs to hit a target here. And it's just chipped up. And Reed's going to eat that up all day. A few day cost to Reed kicks. It's good to see the guys working together. Durham. Merritt. Going to play on. Along the wing. Now, that looks like a good kick. And that's a good mark. It just off the boot of Merritt. It just always looked like it was getting over Frampton. Snap around the corner. Beautifully done. Yeah, lovely. Brings it even closer. Shield being held out of it. Here they go. Got to go wide, surely. It's going to go straight down the middle. Caddy again. Gresham. Dersma. And pops it in for Kako. And this could be Essendon taking the lead. Wow. Caddy and Kako, these are the two names going forward, holding on to hope for Essendon. Wouldn't they love to see him put one through? And Kako absolutely nails it! Wowee. And here they come. I'd love to see that worm. Actually, you know what? We're going to have a look at that worm. Look at this. Oh. And the Bombers take the lead. Good moment. Out it goes. Essendon with another clearance. Dacos, Lipinski screaming for it, gets it. Release kick. There's Dacos again. Boos echoing around the MCG. Can't quite take from Reed, but it falls down. Dersma gets rid of it, looks to get it back. Can't quite. Turnover. Quainer now can Collingwood go the other way. Bobby Hill needs to hit the target and does of Elliott. Elliott now one more. Looks like to go or Hill. To go or Hill. Hill's going to take it. Now, this will be his, second touch for the game. Alright, hasn't kicked on an ANZAC day, we're hearing, if you're watching without commentary. Could this be the one? Whipped just across the face of goal. And needed that for a steadier, you feel. If Essendon go off this kick out and get going the other way, how important that kick could have been. Goes for a wing. Reed can't quite get rid of it. DeGoey goes defend! Has to get rid of it and does, but turns it over in the process. Reed. Back to Caddy, who's just going to lump it into the middle. Kako with a big task. Gets it to ground, which is what they would have asked. Goldstein getting involved. Kako still chasing. Frampton works it around. Lipinski goes along the ground. Don't know if he meant that. It's just a turnover from Pryor, I think that was. Still getting a kick. Stepped off his line. No. Darcy Cameron pulls it inboard. Into Houston again. Houston just bombs it inside 50. Noah Marks. Hill now on the angle. Oh, wow! On the right foot from there, wowee. That's one way to get your first ANZAC Day goal. My goodness. That's on the right foot. That's drifting away. How's he done that? Even he knows it's good. Let's see this. Oh, that's... How's that got enough room to squeeze through? Oh, that is a massive kick. Essendon fan didn't like it. And yeah, aren't those forwards announcing themselves again? As said in the commentary, goals for Hill, goal for Caddy, goal for Kako. All in the first 7 minutes of this quarter. Ooh. No. Pendlebury now. Around it goes. Just marked. McStay, yeah, just didn't even go up for it. There we go. There's Pryor again with another +6. This is what you'd want to be seeing more of. Maybe I went a bit early on my Pryor v. Reed apology. I might have to take that back. It's just going to get out of play. Tap to the wrong team. Dacos gonna have to get going. Was that high? Kicked forward from long. Good win. Roberts around the corner. Settlefield can't grab it. Down it goes, taking a ground. Dacos again. Gets rid of it just. Houston, long. Can't snaffle it. I need those from you, Ned. I need those from you. Oh, come on, bro. Slams it forward. Not marked from Quain. And now just tackles him outright. That's not going to be a free kick. And finally, my goodness, I was about to say, Quain has just nailed him in the back. Caddy switches. I'm not sure who that's to. Bravely in from Hill. Diving at those knees, running towards him. Elliott now needs the tools ahead of him. Who's there? Goes to Dacos. Goes one more to the wing. Lipinski now hits a target in the form of Membry. Membry. Usually a clean set shot. Needs to come right to left. Can't quite grab it in the wet. Redmond now. To Mackay in a pocket. This goes long down the line. Essendon free kick for pushing the back. No one stands to mark, so has some time to run. Oh. Done well, Perkins, to stop that going out on the full. Right now, accidentally taps it down. Dugowie, Ned gets a kick, check side. Can he hit a target? How's the bounce? Bounce past Membry. McStay goes over top. Ned Long. What can he do? Handball inboard to Dacos. Pendlebury, rather. As expected, goes to Crisp. Nearly fumbles the mark. Now he needs a long and tall target or a lead from somewhere. Up it goes. Who's there? Elliott! Does he get a foot on it? And that he does. Just tried to punch behind from the Essendon talls. Doesn't quite have the muscle on it. And Elliott just sockers it off the ground through in the goal square. See that again. Yep. Yeah. Pryor nowhere near it. How big goal? Yeah. Collingwood wrestling the game back after that Essendon surge in the second quarter. Goldstein grabs it out of the ruck and booms it forward. Alright, not quite. Kako clean with it off the bounce. Goes back to Martin. Kako gets it again. Winds it inside 50. Mark not there. Taken away. Caddy. Hobbs. And now it's a Hobbs goal. Instant reply from the Bombers. That's going to take me over to our score page. Merritt, look who's taking control. 78 for him. Just moves his way all over the ground. Dacos keeping up on a 75. Josh has taken a hit. Stopped just getting that outlet easy ball. Reed goes up to a 62. God, it might be looking like that you're better off having Trainer on field than Reed. Martin 59, getting to where you'd want him to be. Same with Long on a 56. Who else is there? Pryor up to a 37. Nowhere near as good as Reed, however. But if you've got him just making you cash, well, he's making you cash. And that's about that. Shank from Perryman, my goodness. Okay, he can't quite snaffle it. Good tackle from Maynard. I wonder if Collingwood are going to get a retired player on the screen, have everyone clap it and call it moment of the round again. That was entertaining. Pretty sure there were some other good things that happened in that in that round as well, but they're like, no, Peter Dacos on the screen and everyone clapping. There we go. Through it goes for Lipinski. Bombs it forward. Who's there? Reed. Gonna run with. Just takes that play. Reed has been great this game as well, might I add. Kept his direct opponent quiet. Just look at the numbers. Dacos gets it back. Pendlebury again. They're just losing it a tad in the midfield here, the Pies. Got enough experienced heads around to just hopefully get a goal and just keep it from there. For Collingwood. McStay looks for it. There's a touch for him. Oh, so good, Pendlebury. Then kicks it to nobody. Goldstein just pummels it away. Howe gets it over Langford. Great kick to Long, and that's going to be hopefully a +6. It's good to go to someone tall here. And that he does. Pops it in. Plenty of room to run and mark. Not quite there. Still going Hoskin Elliott over the top. Membry. Perryman. Just punch for a behind. And that'll take the margin to 5 points. Obviously just under a goal. Could be having a 1 point game on our hands here. Or back-to-back draws, my goodness. Oh, spoiled. Crisp needs to hit a target here. And he does to Elliott. Bad error. Bad error. That's where you score your points off of. So it's front half turnovers. That's exactly what they do. Elliott. Puts it through. Yeah, Crisp's done well. Oh, what was the celebration there? Show me that celebration again. Oh, 300. Yeah, very good. Very good. Keep working it along, keep working it along, keep working. Gets out to Pendlebury. Tapped on cleverly. Here comes Dacos running into 50. We know this position. Tries to look for a target. And hits the goalie on the chest. And he loves that. And that increases the lead. And that's what I needed to say. That's what I just said they needed to do. From the Pies. Yeah, God, what is Pryor meant to do there? Just completely undersized. Side bottoms, throws it on LeBoot. His footing. Jones now is just going to get pummeled. And there's Lockie Sullivan, the Collingwood sub, warming up there. It's just about who wants it more in these last 5 minutes. Merritt. Hands it to Jones. Langford's got to keep working. Could have been high. Great tackle. Oh. Oof. Tough call. Side bottom. Wide to Lipinski. Merritt now looking for a tackle. He's going to go 2-on-1 dropped, but Reed's going to get a kick and get it, well, a handball rather. So we'll take that. And there's Cameron again. I'd be interested to see how his scoring's gone on Goldstein, because I don't think he's been too bad. Looking like McStay's going to be subbed out. Dacos upset. He's not getting his easy ball. And there it is. He was throwing the hands out. And it hits for long. Oh! So I get a +6 for my captain. Gonna get a +6 at least from my point of difference mid-pricer I've bought in on field. Wouldn't that be nice? good! Come on! Look at him. Who's meant to be on him there? No one even knows who marked it. I mean, no one even knows who was marking him. Beautifully done. Dacos out of it again. Can't quite get it. Up it goes. Intercepted by Cameron. Josh Dacos getting his first touch in a while. There goes Lipinski! Oh! Oh. You don't mind giving away free kicks for those. Out. Like, put out now. Has that sub been activated is what I want to know. It has. Time for Jai Menzies, perhaps. Up it goes. Ridley. Thought Reed was getting another touch there. Long down the line. Is he going to stay in? Down from Cameron. Durham. Penbury does well to get the arms up. What on a... Lipinski done. Gee, side bottom's having a game. Long down the line, and typically, as I say that, out on the full. Alright, Pies might want to slow the game down a little bit from here. Just take their winnings from the quarter. Sidebomb needs to get out of the way. Lipinski doesn't bounce right. Side bottom now. Up it goes. Dacos muscling over Kako. Up it goes. Punched away. Ooh, is Jones okay? Down. Cleared away. Josh Dacos again. Here it goes, top of the square. Pendlebury, could you imagine? Oh. Takes it out to 4 kicks now. Hell of a mountain to climb. Tapped away. Redmond goes inboard. They got to go here if they want a chance. Alright. 1 quarter left, and it looks like Pies have regained control of it again. How are we looking on the fantasy front? Dacos 97 with a quarter still to play. Would have liked it to be over 100 at this stage, but you'll take that all day. Oh my god, I'm looking at my freaking reflection. I look like I'm... There we go, that's a bit better. Look like I was... I don't know, I probably shouldn't say that. Yeah, equal with Josh Dacos, them two together. Sidebottom putting the game together, and so is Pendlebury. It's not relevant enough. Merritt 84. So what happened to him this quarter? Well. To answer that question, 22 for the quarter. So it's still not a bad quarter, to be honest, but Dacos has certainly taken that over. Long with a 78. I mean, hey, I would have been happy with... Would I have been happy with a 78 start of the game? Yeah, I would have. And he's still got a quarter left, so that's a great win for me. Imagine if... Oh, no, I can't be saying that. No, I was about to say, imagine if he... God, I'm going to get mocked. Imagine if he overtook Petrarca from here, and it turned out he was the higher scoring and the cheaper option, but that's one fucking hell of a mountain to climb. Dars Cameron 77, so nothing too over the top from the Rock. Still good, still not, ridiculously over the top. Anyone else? Reed 64, so didn't move up since we last had a look at him. But still, 64, that was another 20-plus point quarter. And if you can keep pumping those out, gets us to an 80, you'll have that. You will have that all day. What else we got worth looking at? Sheelan a 61, not quite the man there. Apparently 58. Houston 44 was going to start dropping his price. Don't think he's there. Pryor 37, so I think he needed 33 to make money, didn't he? Pryor 39, so he hasn't hit it yet. He still could lose you money from this, and then he'll be a trade out, so that's fantastic for if you're in my position and, you want him to stop earning that cash if you don't have him like me. And that's about that for the final quarter of the game. 2 minutes left. Yeah, we'll have a quick buzz over the final games. GWS v Dogs. Who are we looking at? Well, we're looking at Tom Green. We're looking at Bond. hoping at this stage we want Bont to drop a few stinkers somehow to get his price down. But if he's going at, nearly 120 in his first game, albeit against the Saints, he'll get moved forward and back and all around. A lot of players from Giants we're looking at. Looking at Whitfield, too expensive to buy. So same sort of thing for him. If you own him, you're hoping he keeps going nuclear. But if you don't, like me, that 110 break even, you're hoping he gets a 70 or an 80. And he starts coming the other way, ready to fall into your lap at a cheap price. Liver keeps doing his thing. I was about to say I still don't think it's sustainable. He has sustained it for a long time this season. He's averaging 109, which is more than Sheasel, and just been knocking it out of the park. So we'll see if he keeps doing that. Ash, if he's going to be a keeper level halfback. Callahan, if that mid price is going to stick. Sanders as well is one for me. I'm keeping. Same with Davidson. Be watchers for that end. And the main man who's been confirmed, you have to scroll all the way down here because he doesn't have a score yet. Still can't see him. Jed Bustling at number 5. Good scorer by all reports in the lower levels. So yeah, hoping he sticks onto that. Might go over the last ones at the conclusion of this game. I'm locked in because it's not out of the question for Essendon. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to be like these umpires with 3 goals, 3 minutes, and they say, yeah, they're still alive. No. But it's still a possibility the way they scored quickly in that second quarter. Yes, need one hell of a motivational chat, and they're a chance, yeah. You want to sync up for the last quarter, remember to pause it when the ball's in the air off the first ball up of the quarter, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright. And the ball's up. Okay. It didn't give us much of a view. Oh, Durham just drops it. Dacos can't pick it up. Tapped forward. 2 Bombers going for it. Working it out. Redman. Good kick. Jones, the sub out for Essendon, has just been confirmed. Now, talking about what Essendon do, what do Collingwood have to do now? Just keep doing exactly what they're doing, I suppose. Goldstein hits Hobbs. Redmond, great kick to Gresham. Roberts goes down the line. Langford just can't keep it in play. Oh, I am fucking knackered after that 4:15 wake up for the dawn service to tell you I'm going to sleep well tonight. Right! Can't snaffle it. Oh. Lost communication with the ball. Well done from Gresham there as well. Right now, this is what Essendon need. It's how they need to start if they want a chance of coming back in this. Right. And he slots it. Yeah, beautifully done. Beautifully done tackle. Nick now. Hit up to Pendlebury. Gets it back. Oh, that's defended off. Now back to Dacos. Here comes this pressure of Essendon. It's a great kick, though. It's going to give it that release. Elliot now. Top of the square. Oh, it's landing in Cameron's lap. Everyone's gone forward and missed it. Wow. Let's see how many fists does this go through. Oh. Nah. Knows how to kick them. Straight in front. And nails it. That cancels out that first goal. Soft, 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 soft. Now they're talking about this whole, stopping communication. Yeah, I've given up on my multi-gem world, and yeah, it's alright. Last quarter's fine. You'd probably like it to go forever to get Dawson and Maguire those. Those are... I do not think those are happening. Long kicks it. Not there. Tipped over the top. Merritt can't quite get rid of it. Tap from Maynard. Dacos taken out of it. Sullivan's first real movement in the game. Merritt with a big kick forward. Everyone's missed it again, and they've given a free kick against the Pies. Didn't look like there was too much in it. Yeah, I see. Yeah, no, that's there. Alright, needs a big one. Shorter looking run up. And it stays central. And they're back. They've clawed back one. Clawed back one. Plenty left. He looks determined, Caddy. All right. Ooh. Free kick against Nick. Big intercept mark from Howe. Have a feeling Dacos' scoring slowed down. Never really had it. Goldstein done well. Straight to Hobbs and he's tackled. Lock it in type play is going to be good for Darcy Cameron, you think? Tap down again. Hobbs now. Clock is ticking. Can't quite mark. Kako gets it off the ground. He's going to go himself. Looks to dribble. And just can't be snaffled up from Caddy. And there's another stoppage in Essendon's forward 50. Game is still on. Oh, it's absolute pinball in here. And Houston just spoils it from behind. Houston now. Just into their back pocket to Howe. Howe now long down the line. No one can mark. March out with a couple of touches and then McCurry bossed out of it from Pryor. Rain is still chucking it down on those pictures. Ball back in. Tap from right. Durham gets rid of it. Can't quite get it. Kako. And now here they come. Sullivan looping handball to Crisp, who goes long. Hill is holding and takes Vergara out of the play. Over to Degoy now. Huge kick for Degoy here if he can kick it. Degoy just stays a bit narrow. Going to be run and gone now for Essendon. Still behind by 3 kicks, but the clock is ticking. And they need to be kicking. Sidebottom gets it again. Maynard enters inside 50. Still plenty to do in this matchup. Haven't seen much of Nick here. Neither Merritt. March off the volley. Hill went the Timmy Cahill in the World Cup. Just offline. Ball back in. Wright's going to tap it down. As well. Hill, though, pick up. Floats it. Now is that a behind? That it is. Haven't seen a lot of Reed either. Prize there or thereabouts. And yeah, this is what Collingwood did so well against my Lions. Just no chance. Now Essendon get one to Dersma. General wasn't happy about McGrath's handballing effort before. Dersma again. Pryor. Up and over. Good take, Langford. Now where? Two top of screen. Go to Dersma again. Who wants it? How? Just kick diffused. Dersma again. Gee, Dersma only needs a couple now. You share that opinion with a lot of people, Jamwell. Really, really, in a good year from what I hear as well. Here comes Merritt. Looks inside, right, needs to run and jump! Ball to ground. But there's just not enough crumbers, or it's just gone between them. And now, here come the Pies. Sullivan, fresh legs onto the field. Gets it up to Hill. Hill now, chip kick. Elliott, now what's Elliott going to do? Can he back himself from there in a wet ball? And it looks like he's going to. Elliott on the badge, on the logo, and that sails through and never looked like missing. And that should be game, set, match for Collingwood. Great kick. Yeah. Fantastically gone, and yeah, game for Jamwell as well. Up it goes. Dacos. Elliott taps it forward. Who wants it? McGrath's going to keep working. 92,000 crowd. That's insane. Who's getting the medal? That's correct. It's possible. It is possible, Gemma. Mine's done because McStay's off the field, but does McGraw my check? Don't mind it. Well done. Yeah, look at this. Just composure. Ball. Oh. Around the body. Reed! Yes! Alright, this is junk time points. Junk time points. Don't even think I gave an update in this quarter. It's just flu. Holding, and he's going to get the mark anyway. Needs a target inside. Done enough from Perryman and Howe. Dacos has slowed right down, I imagine. Not there. Martin held on to. Dacos with a touch. Over to Josh. Side bottom again. And well stopped from Reed. Dacos tackle. Very nice. Love that. Merritt kicked. Martin touch. McGrath to Dersma. That'll help. Side bottom. Dropped McGrath again. Two of them. Who wants it? Yeah, that is Caddy's. Caddy shanks it. Oh. What's Pete Wright going to be saying to him now? Well, McGrath and Dersma are there. Just need yourself my check. Up and under. Howe's going to have that again. He's just been huge this quarter. Big kick crisp. Kick inside. At the back! At the back, it needs to sit! It needs to sit for Caddy. Throws it off, and it's off the post. Oh. Kicked out from Captain Quainer. Quainer Perryman. This game is just seeing itself out, isn't it? Tell you what, I think I might be having a quick nap between conclusion of this game and start of Freo v Adelaide. Here comes Long. Been quiet, but gets one. Gets it back. Kick. +6. Lovely. Oh! No, give it to Long. But yeah, that's game. I'm thinking, yeah, well, there was a free kick against Essendon for... Anyway, yep. Play on. Pendlebury. Long. Kick out of the centre. And there's Elliott again. And there it is, 5 for Elliott. Gee, there's a few people you could be picking from for this one. Oh, that was just... Yeah. Pride, that ain't it. Pride might be in danger of getting dropped, to be honest. Yeah. And that's not the first time he's been outmarked for a goal as well. Yikes. Dacos surely been held. Oh. Need those captaincy points. This is what this junk time is for when the game's done. You just want your men on the ball. And other people's off. I need a Dacos, need a Long, need a Reed. Oh, keep going long, get that tackle. Ah. Pendlebury gets it on the boot, ignores my men. Check, is Nick there? Tackle. Ball. Nick handball. Love that. Good tackle. Good little battle there between McCreary and Mackay. I thought McCreary was just going to burst away from him. Ooh, what's happening with... Yeah, McStay then. Josh Dacos now. My check. Oh, this could be the goal. This could be the one that General needs. He flushes it. And yeah, it's just getting to that point. Essendon had to throw a few things at the game, and yeah, it's just falling down. Yes, flushed it through. Oh, must have gone close. Oh, you're kidding. Knee. Again, Nick gets it out. Remember, he slips. Gets it out. Does my Hobbs McGraw. Dry Menzie on the field. Sub. Round it goes. Punched away. Gresham. Carry no one there. Trapped from Lipinski. Oh no! Merritt. Oh, Merritt gets a handball because of his error. Merritt's going to get a kick because of his error too. Oh. Gresham might be holding the ball. Dacos, go! Alright, another kick. Yeah, God, shame for the Bombers. I really thought they were going to be up for it after. Yeah, they had had that good spell and just haven't managed to get the game going since. Martin now. Kick back to Reed would be lovely, you know? Takes it on. Maynard's done well. They love a lot for a player that'll be leaving at the end of the year. Dacos. Cross to Josh. McCreary's away. And he's fumbled it again. It's kicked forward, stopped from Lipinski. Lipinski's going to calmly take it. One more. Through to McCreary. So we go into the final 30 seconds here. Sullivan Side bottom. Imagine. Oh. Yeah, I reckon he was definitely thinking if this goes through, that'll be... Yeah. McCurry just takes an uncontested mark. No one was even up for it. 15 seconds to go. Can I see a final touch from a Reed or a... Dacos? Anyone? Long tackle. And that'll do. And Pies surge on again to another win, which was expected. Easy. As you like in that second half or so for the Pies. Might stick around until they give the medal out at least. But hey, let's look at some scores. So yeah, it was even midway through the third quarter, and then just, yeah, got out to 24 points, and then from there just surged away to win by 41. So credit to the Pies, and wow, they are looking good. But old team, they've had their injuries. Well, they will have their injuries. I say McStay already looks like one of them, and yeah, still interesting to see what they can do in terms of fantasy side. Dacos with a 1 at 22 is enough to activate that vice captaincy for me. Could have gone nuclear, but Gorn still out scores him on that. So yeah, not an ultimate win for Dacos owners like me, but you'll obviously take that all the time. Merit 106 is going to see him lose money if I'm correct, which I am most certainly. The break-even 132. So that's a good result if you don't own him as well. It's not great if you paid that premium price tag to get him in. Still going to be, yeah, losing money on that trade, albeit with a top 8 guy. 95 from Ned Long, so almost got his 100. Is fantastic for me. So it was a difference of, what, 300k, 400k between Long and Petrarca. It's cost me, 15, 20 points, and I'm going to make that much money, so I'm more than happy in taking, Long over Petrarca with my trade this week. What else are we looking at? Cameron hit that 100 against Goldstein. That's expected. Goldstein was 79. Will make him money as well. Who else are we looking at? Reed, 74. So just does Trainer, but it's not the end of the world if you had Trainer on field like me. And you probably would have traded out the other defensive rookie. Yeah, whatever other defensive rookie you have. So you might have had both of them on field, which would be a risk. But yeah, still you're happy with that. Perryman rescued it to a 67. Not that he's overly relevant. Nick Martin, 72, I should touch on. He will drop down even more cash. He was roaming around the field, but he wasn't following the ball per se, going sort of contest to contest like we imagine him. He was more following, giving an option, which you could take or not, instead of winning his own ball. So that'll be an interesting watch for me, because I like my sort of premiums with set roles. Like Dacos is going to be in center bounce, Zorko is going to be off half back, Petrarca is going to be in center bounces, etc. like that. Whereas these roaming ones, I'm not so sure on. Yeah, Holmes will be in midfield. Sinclair will get a split time. Brayshaw's at every center bounce. Rosie's off half back. Looking just through the sort of premiums I own, Jerry's going to do Jerry things. Same with Taconic. So, yeah, it'll be a watch on him. He is currently priced at 995k, Nick Martin. He's going to lose money off the back of a 95 break even as well. So he might even dip into the 800s eventually. So, yeah, tough day at the office for him. What else do we have? A prior 55 is actually not awful. 4 tackles in there is what probably saved him, but 9 touches, yikes. When you want him to be getting kick marks, yeah, ew, especially lining up in some of those big forwards that got marks over him as well. Yeah, you expect better from him. Kako got his goal, takes to a 46, which is okay. Houston 49, he might be a value pick eventually, considering he is, had 119 break even, priced at 884. So yeah, not obviously getting the same sort of service he was at Port. So it will be an interesting watch with Dacos out the back, sharing time with him there. And yeah, that's about it in terms of fantasy relevant players. And Sidebottom did get the medal. There we go. I said I was going to stick around. So yeah, 2-time. Let's see what Nick Dacos has to say, actually. I'm interested to hear this. Yeah, pretty well spoken from the young kid. Yeah, alright, well, might run over the games that we missed, I suppose. Yeah, that's the sort of streamed on for the watch-along, obviously. So, yeah, stick around if you have any questions or want to have a chat about anything. But in the meantime, we'll go right onto Suns v Sydney. Who are we looking at in this one? Well, just those midfielders, Anderson, Rowell. See if Noble's going to keep his role distributing off half-back as well. Will be an interesting watch. Yeah, if Witsy's going to keep going, I don't really think he's an option. Yeah, Roberts should be in all of our teams, so he's a watch as well. Chad, if he's going to keep dropping price, he's currently at 842k with 111 break even. Shit, he might go into the 700s. Could you imagine? But yeah, signed the new contract, so maybe he's got some boost there. Flanders, another one who's losing tons and tons of cash. He's down here over 154k, 146 break even, but his role's not even looking good, so I don't even know if I want him, to be honest. Yeah, that's about it. Rioli, I suppose, is another watch. He's dropping down into 770s, but the role we thought he was going to get looks like it's been given to Noble. Anyone else here? Yeah. Oh, Caden Cleary for mine. So he's sitting on my reserves. Break even's at 11, so he'll still be making money. He only scored, was it 30 or something last week? 33. So we want that to be higher. We want that to be, in the 50s, 60s minimum to keep him moving. So yeah, it's just if he can get a goal, a couple tackles in there. That's sort of what his game's based off of. Hasn't kicked a goal actually, but would be nice to see him get one. And that's about all I'm sort of interested in with them. Yeah. Final 2 games of the round will be between Carlton and Geelong. That'll be a good game, actually. Carlton's real test coming off those 2 easy games where Geelong have been pounding through, which is why I think Geelong will get the chockies here. Bailey Smith, everyone has. Walsh's been playing on a wing, so it'll be interesting to see if he sort of keeps that role on the wing or comes back into centre bounces. Chera's going to keep doing his thing. To Konig. No Pitney listed for this one. So he will keep that number 1 ruck role. So we just need a bounce back from him. To be honest, I have no intention on trading my rucks until they're either dropped or, he's sharing a ruck responsibility or something. Even with Gawn firing the lights out. Just because you don't want to be flipping and flopping between them, because those trades aren't making you money, which you need to. At this point, they're there to get you scores. So, break-evens and things like that aren't really as relevant for Ruckman. So I think Jerry's going to keep scoring. I think Takonig's going to keep scoring. So, yeah, don't trade them out at this stage unless they get an absolute stinker in. Holmes, I need a bounce back from him after last week. Who else are we watching? If anyone bought in Durden as a rookie, just because he was scoring goals, he is in a role that you don't want, and he's been scoring goals because he's been against crap teams, still -9. And then he's already gone off about 48k, so not so big on that one. Personally, Sam Konig should be gone if you haven't done it already. He should be your first priority. Will White, again, with that same sort of small forward role that you can get burned in fantasy. I wouldn't like trading him in. I'm still scrolling, but I'm trying to get to Closey as well. I've had enough of him, so he is on my trade out list. Just because he's got he lost me cash last week. I'm pretty sure the week before as well, so yeah, he's only got me I missed the first week of him going big, obviously, as did everyone, so I've only got a little bit of cash out of him as well, so that is coming in to look like a bad pick. And that's about it for that game. And the final game of the round I'll touch on, just for who to keep an eye out on, no massive analysis like we usually have, is Hawthorn v West Coast. We've had some interesting lineup things in there. Yeah, Hostwaite getting a crack, and he's listed on field as well. Wow. Okay, so he's definitely a watch. Who's going to be... Oh, it'll probably be Bailey McDonald as their sub. He might be a sub trade out. But yeah, with no Nash and no Day, he could be a really interesting watch for 500 odd K. But yeah, Newcomb, Amon, even Meek in the midfield. That's where your points are against the likes of a West Coast. Sicily has been going forward still in every game consistently, so I still can't sleep at night with him in my team, so I'm not going to go there, and I don't think you should either. Marrick's going to keep doing his thing with his kickouts and things like that. Is he still making money for people? 47 break even. Yep, he will be. So he's looking, since making that move, his basement has been 70s and his ceilings has been 100s. So still a really good pick. Not one you can trade in, but yeah, good work for people who did. I personally didn't. So well done. Who else are we looking at, I suppose? No real rookies, I suppose. Yeah, you'd be looking at Tom Gross, but his cash gen has had a absolute sword go through it and impale it, so he's not an option either. And that just about finishes our stream. Yeah, not a lot else to touch on, I suppose, but yeah, good game. The Pies get up. I might actually just take a look at give everyone a look at my fantasy team before we dock off. If you've got any questions or anything about your team, my team, fantasy, football in general, then yeah, chuck them in the chats there. If you're on YouTube, of course. But yeah, so Dacos, he's been downgraded to a 120, but regardless, that is still enough to take my vice captaincy. So we'll put that captaincy onto our man Harry Boyd. And who else do we have? Long with a 95. That stayed. Fantastic work from him. He's been a great trade in. I'll be interested to see what people are saying about him too. And Reed 74 is going to keep on going big on his cash gen. Sucks for people that traded him out. But yeah, until that, I am cheering. And we'll leave it at that, I think. So yeah, if you enjoyed the watch along, of course, enjoy what we're doing here. Remember to chuck me a follow on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, down there, BK_IFS if you're not following already. I say it every week, I'm trying to post more, but this week I'm seriously going to. I'm looking to come off a good week even without Gorn and Petrarca. Yeah, I'll try and post more, but we have our usual weekly podcasts and watch-alongs, 1 or 2 a week, depending on how busy we are. This week was a busy week, so we didn't get one out. But yep, follow all the Insight boys on all their socials as well. On X, Insight F Sports, and on YouTube, it's Inside Fantasy Sports. That's where the shows will be on. We're also on Spotify if that's where you want to listen to them there. And if you just love your footy content, check out the Supercoach boys as well. They're absolutely killing it from what I hear, albeit with some interesting picks in there too. So if that's something you're interested in, have a look there. But yeah, thanks for joining, guys, and I'll talk to you again the next one.